Hello and welcome to EB-5 Investment Report Magazine. I'm Amy Rios. Today's topic is the federal EB-5 program and how it's related to what is called direct EB-5 investments or investments into smaller, new, or active businesses. These investments are for companies looking for capital to expand and grow their business and can range from $500,000 to $5 million. The investments are quite different from traditional bank financing and offer better options than those offered from angel investors or venture capitalists. The EB-5 Immigrant Investor Program was created by Congress in 1990 to stimulate U.S. economic growth by job creation through capital investment by foreign investors. Under a pilot immigration program first established in 1992 and regularly reauthorized since, specific EB-5 visas also are set aside for investors in regional centers appointed by USCIS for ideas on promoting economic growth. In 2013, there has been a shift from larger regional center investments back to more direct EB-5 investments, and this shift is expected to grow in 2014. Our own Dwight Cromie recently attended an EB-5 summit in Los Angeles, where he asked major stakeholders in the EB-5 industry about this shift and how it might benefit regional businesses and the economic growth for local cities and counties.
I'm here with Michael Homeyer of Homeyer & Law. Michael, we're here at this EB-5 summit. Can you tell me, where do you see the EB-5 program going, especially when it talks about direct EB-5 investments?
We're seeing a big sea change now in what was previously exclusively the indirect, massive projects with hundreds of investors bringing in tens or scores or hundreds of millions of dollars. Now we see the small projects that are coming in looking for one or two investors, $500 to $1 million, maybe $2 million of financing, only needing to create 10, 20, 30 jobs. So many of those jobs are being created on payroll without needing the huge complicated economic analyses to justify their claims of indirect job creation. It allows for a much broader set of businesses and smaller businesses, including a lot of startup businesses, to actually pursue this alternative source of financing to get those businesses started and growing. It's very exciting.
What's the major benefit to, say, a manufacturer or a high-tech innovation firm who's looking to grow, who's actually operationally looking to grow, or other types of companies? What's the major benefit to them in using direct EB-5 funds rather than going to a regional bank?
I think going direct EB-5 means they get to tap into this flood of immigrant investors who are willing to risk their funds to support a U.S. business, create U.S. jobs, and get an immigration benefit. It's scalable now, so the smaller business, not just the massive one, but the smaller business that's looking to add 10 or 20 or 30 people onto their payroll, they can tap into this financing source, and the cost of doing so is less than half of the cost of the big projects. So it's something that the smaller business can afford in order to enlarge their business or to start their business from a dead stop.
What types of businesses are these investors looking at? What perks their interest?
That's another great question. In the indirect marketplace, the projects, roughly 2/3 of them are real estate, many of them big hotel projects and the like. Interestingly, on the smaller, direct, these are in every industry, including odd industries, service providers, manufacturers, agricultural projects, much more modest in size, and they're able to justify pursuing the financing because they're going to add 10 people. Not thousands, just 10. That's all it takes to take one investor into the family.
Now, economically, for, say, this region, Southern California, or other states, what is the economic benefit to, say, the county of Riverside in trying to attract these EB-5 investors for these direct EB-5 funds?
It's all job creation and the ripple effect that comes off of job creation, because not only are these businesses getting financed and bringing people onto payroll, able to increase their business activity, which means they'll be buying and selling more goods and services, whatever it is that they're involved in, which has a ripple effect on their providers of goods and services themselves, but also all of their employees, new employees, both their own and those of their service providers and sellers of products to them that they use in their process. All of those new employees are going to be earning a paycheck, which they then take out into the community. They go shop for groceries at the supermarket. They take their clothes to the cleaners. They'll go to the restaurant after the big game. So the ripple effect means you have a job-creating impact that, although the business doesn't need to measure it itself because they're relying on their payroll jobs, we still know that that increase in business activity is yielding this additional impact of creating further jobs out in that community. That's a big win-win for the community as well as the individual business.
And what is the potential in your opinion? How big is that market to attract? How many investors do you think there are?
Oh, I think that there are huge pools of investors from many, many countries, not just the ones we always hear about, China, Korea, Brazil, India, but also smaller marketplaces that people might be surprised to know are spinning off investors. Countries like South Africa, Vietnam, Chile. There are a number of countries that have people who have earned enough money, and these are typically entrepreneurial immigrants who have a background of business success, and they're looking to come to this country. So you've got that large pool of people overseas who want to come here. Plus, it's the perfect storm in a sense that the economic climate is pretty rotten here in the United States. As business attorneys, we know that if our clients don't have access to capital, they can't do anything. They can't enlarge, they can't add people, they can't expand their product line, they can't lease another warehouse, they can't do a thing. They can't contribute to the tax base of their communities either. So we've got the perfect storm of U.S. businesses that are struggling to get capital here in the States, now having an alternative financing source they can tap into that's coming from these people overseas who are willing to put their money at risk because they have to make an investment that they might not get back. And they'll take a chance on a U.S. business that's going to create U.S. jobs in order to get an immigration benefit. That's a perfect storm. You've got the need here in the United States married to a huge wave of people who want to come here and satisfy that need. So it's in a bad economy, this is a real opportunity for a lot of U.S. businesses to get back on their feet.
I'm here with Bernard Wolfdorf with Wolfdorf in Law.
Wolfdorf Immigration Law, based in Santa Monica and New York City.
Bernard, can you tell me, from an immigration attorney's point of view, where do you see the EB-5 direct program going?
You know, we used to talk about how 90% of the program was regional centers with these massive projects. What we're seeing is a huge shift now towards the standalone or direct investor project. It's probably up to 15 or 20%. But there's a huge issue looming on the horizon, and that is the question of the visa numbers and the backlog. And there's another huge issue, which is in September 30th, 2015, less than 2 years away, the Regional Center program expires, and we don't know if Congress is going to renew it. And because of this uncertainty, there's a huge shift or hedge now towards the direct program. This direct standalone program is literally on fire. And how it works is you invest $1 million, you create 10 new jobs, and you get a green card. Simple as that. $1 million, clean money, of course, 10 jobs, you get a green card. And what we've seen coming out of China and a few other areas is these networks. So you see 4 or 5 people get together, put in the $1 million. It's what we call the pooled investment. $5 million, you create 50 jobs. And those, by the way, full-time jobs, 35 hours a week. And these guys get green cards for themselves and their families.
What do you think the potential economic impact is for, say, a region like Riverside or San Bernardino or Orange counties or even LA County in attracting more direct EB-5 investments, especially in the areas of manufacturing or innovation or high-tech firms, whether they're IT or pharmaceuticals? Do you see that, a move towards that?
Well, absolutely. The market is getting more sophisticated, and the investors are kind of scared. There have been 1 or 2 big projects with bad publicity. They want to be able to kick the tires. They want to be able to see the investment. They want to have some control over the investment, and they want to make sure that they have a good chance of getting their money back. So the reality is there's this gigantic shift right now towards the direct or standalone investment.
How difficult, or what is the time frame, say a company starts a project attracting EB-5 funds, how soon could he potentially be looking at EB-5 funds?
well, this is the big winner. In the direct or standalone, we're talking about 2 to 3 months. Basically, that's how quickly the money can flow in to the job-creating enterprise, is that you don't have all this massive apparatus, complicated framework. You basically put a business plan together, you outline the structure, you show where it's going to go, you raise the money, and the money starts coming in within months.
I'm here with Kevin Wright with Wright Johnson. Kevin, can you tell me a little bit about your firm and what they do in the EB-5 world?
Sure. Our firm is known for specializing in creating EB-5 regional centers, as well as business plans for regional center projects and direct projects, and economic analysis to prove job creation on EB-5 projects.
What do you think the potential is now and in the future for direct EB-5 financing for companies looking to grow or expand their businesses?
Well, the direct EB-5 program is gaining a lot of traction, becoming a lot bigger than it used to be. Where it used to be 95% or more of the investments were being made through regional centers, now the number is probably closer to 80-20, with the direct being 20% of the marketplace. Mainly because you have an appetite of investors who are looking for more than just a nominal or zero return on their investment, and they like the idea of a smaller project where there's more control for them and equity investment, and it really helps grow the economy. You have a lot of developers who refer to that as well.
What is the economic potential, say, for a county or a city to help a local business or manufacturing company or the like get involved in EB-5? What is the benefit to a county economically?
Well, obviously the benefit to a county economically is the fact that jobs create jobs. So, these investors bringing investment into their county creates more jobs, which creates more tax revenue, which creates more indirect jobs and induced jobs, and in turn, more tax revenue. So it really helps to perpetuate an entire community through these investments.
I'm here with Brian Sue of the Artisan Business Group. Brian, can you tell me a little bit about what the Artisan Business Group actually does?
We assist our developer clients to facilitate their projects with Chinese immigration agents, so that they are able to raise capital in China.
With your experience, because you've been doing this for quite a long time, have you seen or do you see a trend moving towards direct EB-5 financing? And then if so, why?
Yes, we are actually seeing a growing trend for the direct EB-5 program. More and more investors are finally realizing that there is opportunity with direct investment. There's one reason is that direct EB-5 require shorter timing for 526 approval.
What is the major benefit of direct EB-5 program for, say, the company, and then what is the benefit to the investor, kind of what you just talked about?
Well, I think for the direct EB-5 program projects, the EB-5 investor has a more active role in the business, okay? And the regional center program that do not require EB-5 investor play a daily engagement or active management.
And what is the benefit to a company, say a manufacturing company, someone looking to expand their restaurant chain? What is the benefit to that business in using EB-5 funding over typical bank financing?
Well, if they want to expand their business and grow their business, a EB-5 program is a very good alternative for them because the finance is relatively cheaper than the conventional banking loans.
What about versus going to an angel investor? Most angel investors want a large percentage of the equity in a business that they're investing in. What is a typical EB-5 investor looking for when it comes to equity or, say, a loan model?
Well, to the Chinese investors, what they see is how solid the project is. As long as the project is very strong and the business is good, they are more willing to invest in the project. They are not looking for tremendous returns. They're just looking for the legal residence through the EB-5 program.
And how can a business utilize your firm to maybe make that match or find out more about potential EB-5 direct funding?
We can help our clients to have a better understanding about the market, better understanding about what investors are looking for and what they are thinking, so that we can help them to structure a very good, attractive, and safe offering to the investors.
An investment made by an immigrant investor must produce at least 10 new American jobs over a period of 2 years. If successful, then the immigrant investor receives their permanent green card. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services sets aside up to 10,000 visas per year for immigrants who are willing to invest at least $500,000 or more to create these new jobs in American businesses. If you would like to learn more about the EB-5 program and how it might benefit your business or city, please contact us here at EB-5 Investment Report Magazine. I'm Amy Rios. Thank you for watching.